Welcome Home, a podcast for veterans, about veterans by veterans, is a project of Willing Warriors and the Warrior Retreat at Bull Run.
Good morning. I'm Larry Ziliaks, Director of Culinary Services here at the Warrior Retreat. And this week we have Diane Lunsford, our event coordinator here at the Warrior Retreat at Bull Run. And I asked her to join us so we could talk about some of the upcoming events that will be taking place here at the retreat and off-site as well. We've got some great activities and we've got some fundraisers coming up. So Diane, welcome to the podcast.
Well, thanks, Larry, and thanks for having me. And it's always a pleasure to come and sit and talk with you about events, because events are, I think, the lifeblood or some of the main lifeblood to the Warrior Retreat. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, this is the season. We sort of get the first part of the year off in the sense that we don't really have any events, but we're working nonstop on the events that are going to be coming up. And we've got some really great ones. We've got some that we've had for years. We've got some that this will be the first time we've ever done it, which is the next one coming up, which is Memorial Day. And that's going to be our celebration of 10-year anniversary here at the Warrior Retreat. And that is 10 years from when we first did the ribbon cutting on the retreat itself. So the organization was incorporated and founded in 2012, but it was 2015 when we opened the doors to Lang House and had our first Wounded Warrior guests. So we're celebrating that this year on Memorial Day, but we're also then celebrating the lives, the service of a number of people that are close to us here at the retreat, and all service members who gave their life in support of their country. This is going to be a fun day. Can you tell us really what it's going to be about?
Well, that's fantastic, Larry. You know what, Larry? You could have done this by yourself.
It's no fun if I do it by myself.
Just to kind of put some color on what you just said, it is exciting. Every day, every month, every year is exciting at the Warrior Retreat because of what we get to do. And it is to serve our wounded warriors who have served us so graciously through the years and admirably. So to be a part of the 10-year anniversary celebration and invite the community in, invite warriors in to take a focus back on the reason we're here is because of you all. You are the heartbeat of why we continue to have our doors open and have the ability to serve our warriors. We're proud to say we've served over 2,700 wounded warriors and their family members collectively, and that's monumental in and of itself. So the actual day of the event, because it was intentional to do it on Memorial Day, and the reason it was intentional to do it on Memorial Day is because it's a much broader brushstroke to say we honor our men and women in service and those who have fallen, as well as those who are still with us and those who continue to pass this torch forward. So that's the mainstay of the day. But we're going to have food trucks. Food trucks will be on site. We've got some real fun goodies. We've got the tater tots guy, which every kind of tater tot known to man. But one thing I wanted to make sure that our community understands is each of these food trucks is coming to support us. It's their business. We're asking the community to support them because in turn, when they purchase from the food truck is in turn going to give a portion of their proceeds back to the sustainability of the Warrior Retreat. So I don't want to confuse people saying, well, I thought it was free food. No, it's not free food.
That's right.
So that's part of it. But then there's something for young and old and everyone in between in terms of home tours. We have the third and final residence that opened on May 18th last year through a ribbon cutting, which expanded our abilities and capabilities to do more than just say, let's have a warrior guest stay here. Now we're set up to be able to have programs, to do resourcing type information that we can delve out to perhaps transitioning soldiers who are going from military life into civilian life and having an opportunity to pave that way for them by educating them on these are some of the things that are available to you. So that's a great opportunity for us on the anniversary celebration to enlighten the community further on why we do what we do, but to raise the awareness because we're here to stay and grow.
Yeah, for sure. And so that event starts at noon on Memorial Day?
No, it starts at the gates open up at 11 o'clock.
Ah,
So there'll be food service if somebody wants to nibble on something on one of the food trucks before the actual program begins.
mhm.
The program or the ceremony, if you will, starts at noon, and it's going to be, for the lack of a better vernacular, it's going to be a very hallowed experience.
Mhm.
There'll be recognition of all branches of the service with a ceremonial bricklaying. We'll have taps. We'll
Mhm.
have a presentment of colors, the national anthem. These are all so embodied or folded into that whole sense of patriotism, military honor, and it's who we are. It's why we do what we do. It's another element of why we do what we do.
Yep. So gates open at 11. It officially is going to be 11 to 2,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll have some wonderful ceremonies, and it'll be a great time for you to honor our service members fallen and those that are still with us, but injured, ill, that still need our help and our care. And you'll also be able to tour the residences. If you haven't seen the Grand Lodge, you want to make sure that you stop by and enjoy, just take a tour and kind of soak it in. The property too. The property looks beautiful, and it's only going to look nicer as we get more into the season and the grass gets greener and it fills in some, and hopefully it won't be all that windy that day, but that is a challenge for us here up on this hill. That is the first of our series of events that we're going to have throughout the rest of the year. Next comes Vets for Willing Warriors.
Yes.
And that's in July.
So the Vets for Willing Warriors is on July 19th this year. And one of the things that I think is very exciting about this particular event is, once again, it's hosted on the Warrior Retreat grounds. So anytime we have an opportunity to have community and beyond come in and see and experience something on the grounds, it's just a golden nugget for us because we get to proudly showcase, again, why we do what we do. So there's home tours, there's beautiful cars, both Corvettes as well as classic cars that will be exhibited throughout the day. And this particular event is gaining more recognition, more momentum with each passing year. I always tease Chuck Burge, Chuck Burge he's a board member, but he's also the ambassador. He is Vets for Willing Warriors in terms of going out there and shaking the bushes and raising the awareness and, kissing babies and, shaking politicians' hands. Not literally, but you know what I mean.
And he is a Corvette judge.
Yes.
He judges competitions, so
Yes.
he knows his Corvettes.
Yes.
And he brings some amazing cars here. So a couple of things about a Corvette show, if you've never been to one. They're beautiful. They're spotless. If it's going to rain, they ain't coming. Some of them don't even drive here. They get trailered in because they're so special. The year before last, I believe it was the 50th anniversary.
Yes, it was 2 years. No, it was Corvette's 50th anniversary.
Okay, and we had the Corvette from that first year next to the next year's model.
It was nose to nose.
Right on display. It was crazy how different they were, number one.
And Tommy Milner was here that year.
Yeah.
Tommy, he's a Formula One racer, huge supporter of the Warrior Retreat. And it was interesting when he came to be part of that event because it wasn't like, sure, I'll sign some autographs and shake some hands. He wanted to be here to experience the Warrior Retreat and see a little bit more of what we were doing. So I'm not saying that, Larry, to say like, aren't you all so impressed? I'm saying it because we have something that is coveted. And what I mean by coveted is we're spreading. Our news is spreading. Our word is spreading. Our awareness is spreading. And it's spreading because once you figuratively have had the experience of being at the Warrior Retreat, you want to tell people, you want people to experience what they have. Diane Polk, who is our operations director, often, I love this line that she uses, or this description that she uses when she's welcoming a new family, the warrior and their family members in. She said, I can always immediately tell who the warrior is because when they first show up, his or her shoulders are up around their ears. They're as tense as like a stiff stick or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just kind of looking around, eyes darting and what's going on here. And this looks kind of nice, but I'm not going to let my guard down. And then she usually is there for the guest checkout 5 days later. And that same warrior is relaxed, giving her hugs, saying, thank you. I used to think my family would be better off without me. This is the best thing that's ever happened to me. So if I sound like I'm rambling, it's because I can't help but ramble when you think about the lives that are being impacted by just having that connection point with the Warrior Retreat.
Mm-hmm. And that's all the result of the community and the community support that we enjoy. It's not lost on us here as staff that we have one of the best jobs ever.
Yep.
That we get to bring this to the warriors and their families. We are doing that on behalf of the community, that they've entrusted us with this duty to safeguard what they've donated and allowed us to make here on the property. And it is a privilege for us, and it's not lost on us. And we do use these events as fundraisers. We do fundraisers. We need money to be able to operate and to keep doing what we're doing and to expand what we're doing into brand new great programs, which is another episode. But one of the reasons why we like to have the Vets for the Willing Warriors event here on the property is to showcase the property, because we can talk till we're blue in the face and tell people all about it, but it's different when you come here and you set foot on the property. You see and you get the sense of how special it is. And this is the thing that we see over and over again with the warriors. We'll go to the hospital. We'll talk to them about, come out, $6 million, 37-acre estate, 2 5-bedroom homes. Bring your family. You can stay for free for 5 nights. Oh, by the way, we'll have a photographer get family photos for you. We'll have a visiting chef come and make you dinner. And they don't believe it. They're like, oh, well, okay, maybe, And then we get them out here and they can't believe what this place is, what the community has done for them, to say thank you and to show their support. So that is really why we really like people, and we bring out hundreds of Corvette cars to entice you to come and see these cars. And oh, by the way, take a look around, because you really are in a special place. And it's a fun day, amazing cars. Everybody has a good time. We have the Warrior's Choice. We have the Founder's Choice. We have a bunch of awards for the people that come out. We get whole clubs of car enthusiasts and Corvette clubs that come out, 30 cars at a time. It's everything we can do to keep the traffic moving off the road and everything. So it's a full day for us, but it's a fun day for us. And again, that's July 19th.
Yes.
And what time is the public coming?
So the gates open to the public at 10.
Okay.
And there's a program or a ceremony at noon. It's very brief. It's not, that day is all about come out. This is our way of saying thank you to the community. Come out and learn more about us. So anytime we have the opportunity to host on these grounds an event that's memorable, or we hope to be memorable, the intentional aspect of that entire event is gathering. It's community gathering. It's getting people together, people that would have never in a million years thought that they would ever met this other person, but they came together. So there's a real fellowship and a gathering that happens when people come to the Warrior Retreat. And just to expand a little bit further on what you were saying, Larry, when you go to Walter Reed or when you go to Fort Belvoir and you're talking with recovery units and explaining what we do here, or even the Wounded Warriors, and saying, you please come for a tour, please come see what we're doing out here. I can't express enough how vitally important it is. If anything that we've said today piques anyone's interest, solidify that interest by coming to see who we are and why we do what we do. Because of firsthand, eyes on the prize, you will want to become that long-term partner journeying alongside with us. And just to kind of closure on that, we are not supporting our mission by reaching out to as many people who can financially support us as possible, like on a one-off type situation. We're not, I know this sounds really quiet, we're not dialing for dollars.
Right.
We're seeking organizations, large, small, in between, what have you, as well as individuals that we want them to understand why we do what we do and to want to have that same sense of commitment and desire that we have to be a part of this long term. And once you commit to anything in life that you decide this is going to be a part of my life for the rest of my life, it's a no-brainer. It's easy because you're doing something that is not only self-fulfilling, but it's fulfilling for so many who are worthy and needing of it.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a great day. Please come out July 19th. It's going to be fun. And if you can't come out or if you miss that, there's the bike ride in September. So get that bike out of the garage, dust it off, and sign up for
the Warrior Ride.
Warrior Ride.
This is the 8th annual.
Oh, wow. This probably is then the longest running event that we have.
Yes.
Wow.
We are coming up on the 8th annual Warrior Ride this year that is on September 6th. We are blessed to have Next Point Group as our presenting sponsor. This is the 3rd year running.
Wow.
We're also equally blessed to have the Farm Brewery as the hosting grounds again. And I don't know if we're just fun or what, Larry, but when you come to a Willing Warriors event, you have fun.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a wonderful day, again, where there's a lot of community involvement and community engagement, but there's a lot of fellowship and there's a lot of that whole patriot sense of country and just camaraderie and, supporting each other and things of that nature. And what makes this ride a lot of fun is it's not a professional road race. It's a cycling enthusiast day. There's 4 different legs or heats that you can ride on. One is a 13-mile honor the flag, which if you're a little bit like, I don't know if I can really do this, I'd highly recommend the 13-mile.
Start low.
Yeah, exactly. Start low and build high.
Yeah, we'll have next year. You can go to the next highest one and work your way up.
That's right. And then there's also there's a half metric, there's a full metric, and there is the gravel grinder, which is right up Bull Run Mountain, which it's a true gravel route, and that very much so is for that beyond enthusiast, but. If you want to challenge and
sure,
go for it.
If that's what you do, we have that available for you to do it with us.
Yes.
On September 6th, the Warrior Ride. So the first ride, the last one out is the shortest, which is, you said 13.
13-miler.
Then the next, how many miles is the next ride?
That's a half metric. So that's 27.7.
Okay, we'll call that 28.
Yeah.
And then the top ride, the very first one out, because they go out early because they have the longest. That's the metric, and that is 300 miles. How long is that?
It's 56 point.
We're calling that 57
Yeah.
miles. Okay. So those are the big boys. Those are the professionals. They ride like the wind, let me tell you.
Yes, they do.
It's the real deal for them. I've seen them blow past the rest stops like, hey, rest stops are for sissies. I mean, they have a great time, and they are out early because they've got the longest to go, but they tend to be back sometimes before the other riders. And all the riders get lunch.
Yes.
Which is normally Mission Barbecue.
Yes.
Comes in, and we work with them to provide lunch for all the riders. And there's some great presentations. And what's really fun is we have a lot of teams that ride. Mm-hmm. So it's usually teams around work.
Yes.
So like Amazon Web Services will have a team. Micron will have a team. And they fundraise to support their team, and then that comes in as a kind of group donation to us, which is really, really great. They have their own jerseys, but riders get jerseys as well, right?
So how the jerseys work is Next Point Group, as the presenting sponsor, typically what they'll do is they want that presence on the road, so they will issue jerseys to all of their cycling enthusiasts who are going to participate. We also have rider jerseys available if they raise a certain amount of money for the cause. So don't quote me on this. I should have been prepared for this. I want to say it's $750 or greater. They will receive a jersey.
Nice.
I think it's important to do a shout out to Peter and Jeannie Eberle.
Sure.
They are the poster children of of Kentucky that were formerly from this area.
Well, let's start by saying that not only were they formerly from this area, but they were both two of my best sous chefs.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Yes. That's how they started volunteering with us here.
So they are truly, we are blessed to know them because they are so committed to what we do. And it's not just, again, it's not a one and done like, the Warrior Rider's coming up, I'll talk to you same time next year. They are tied to the Warrior Retreat. They used to live in this area. They moved to Kentucky, to the western area of Kentucky, but they still travel back every year to do the Warrior Ride. Yeah. Peter and Jeannie are fierce with their fundraising. I think he carries a stick and threatens his colleagues, but whatever it takes, Peter, we thank you very much.
Yes.
But they're just a good, it's almost like coming home week when they come back.
Yeah. And
one thing I wanted to address, because there's something that's very much so that symbiotic relationship between the events, how the events are launched, but what it takes to get them off the ground. It's not just a coordination aspect. Our volunteer pool for the Warrior Retreat is beyond 150, 200 people, and probably then some. So we have many pockets throughout the year where there are teams of volunteers or groupings of volunteers, like our grounds crew or our bakers on call, or, the staging group. These are all volunteers. The day of the events that we do, they all assume roles and fill those little holes in the dam that need to be plugged to make it a successful day. And they do so willingly. Mm-hmm. They source us and say, what can we do? Particularly with the Warrior Ride, we have rest stops. Those rest stops are not unmanned. We have people assigned and snack stations, water stations, where the cyclists can stop along the way and refuel, if you will. But then we also have volunteers along the course to cheer these people on. The woohoo, the bells, the whistles, the cowbells. So we're very blessed with the volunteer base that we have, and that in of itself consistently grows year over year.
So the other thing too, I'd like to point out about the Warrior Ride, it's one of, and I don't ride, I can barely drive these routes, but I have talked to a lot of the riders, and they say It is one of the best organized and most competently run events that they participate during the year when it comes to these cycling events and riding. And that's for a couple of reasons. One is the sign-up process is smooth. It's easy. It's not overly expensive. It's donating to a good cause. Then they arrive, they check in, they get their jerseys, they're ready to ride. We're going to have law enforcement along the route for traffic control. We're going to have motorcycles from the NAM Knights who will ride road guard on groups of riders. So
the ham operators.
The ham operators are going to be out along the course, making sure everybody's safe, keeping track of where the riders are, where the leads are, where the tails are, making sure nobody's left on the route. In case there's a problem, they can call to have a bike picked up. We have a bike shop that sets up shop at the brewery,
Nova
Cycling, to tune up and repair any bikes that need it. We have a massage therapist, Holly.
Holly's amazing.
Who's on site, and she's warming up or working with riders who maybe have cramped up and are coming in and they're not in great shape. We have, going back to the NAM Knights, these are the sweetest guys in the world, but they look a little sketchy. And if you think you're going to crowd up some young kids on bikes who are on the 13-miler with your car because they're going too slow, think twice, because the NAM Knights are going to be between the riders and you, and they're not going to put up with that nonsense. So it's a safe ride from that standpoint.
Yes.
And then make the ride, you come back in, and you have a great lunch, and it's a great day for everybody. And it's just so well organized. If you're thinking about doing this, sign up now.
Yes.
And just go to our webpage, go to events. It'll drop down. You'll see the bike ride and register now. We want to get as many people registered as possible.
Exactly. And just to expand on what you just said, Larry, once you do get to willingwarriors.org, there's an actual drop down on the toolbar that says events. When you click on events, you'll see the Warrior Ride in the drop down. As soon as you click that, it is driving you right to the registration page. It could not be any easier.
Yep. And I want to make sure I didn't leave them out, but at the brewery, there's a medical tent set up, and there's nurses from UVA, Nova.
Yes.
And then along the route at each of the stations, the aid stations, there are medical personnel from ambulances and medical personnel from various fire departments in the area that volunteer their services. So I don't think you're going to find a safer ride or a more enjoyable ride. And of course, the route is beautiful that time of year. It's through the countryside out here in western Prince William and into Loudon. And it's just a really nice ride. It's a lot of fun. So come to the Vets for Willing Warriors. If you can't make that, get your bike out and come. If you want to volunteer and maybe you have one of those cowbells and you want to ring that, that's fine. There's plenty for you to do. We need a lot of help. But think about riding. Think about the whole family riding, because it's really, really a lot of fun. After that, things tend to slow down a little bit.
Oh, no, they don't, Larry.
And we get like 3 days of calm. And then we start looking and talking about the gala.
Yes.
So
this is a big year for the gala. And I mean, every year is an exciting year because it's a consummation. It's the end of the year. It's just kind of tying that last piece of the bow together on the package of another year, another memorable and meaningful and impactful year. And now we're going into the holiday season. What makes this year special is it's also the 10th anniversary of the gala.
Yeah.
So to have our 10th anniversary as opening our doors and to celebrate it with the consummation of the year of the 10th anniversary with the gala on November 1st, it will be at Lansdowne again. It's just it's a reflection of the perseverance and the desire to want to again gather. We may not be gathering on site at the Warrior Retreat, but we are gathering to pay homage again, not only to all of the supporters who have been with us for many years, some of who possibly joined this year or 2 years ago, but it's that opportunity to go and put your black tie on and ladies put your high heels and your best glam look and just come and enjoy the evening.
Yeah. Oh, it's a lot of fun. And we have an auction. We have a silent auction and we have a live auction, and it's a great way to donate and get some cool stuff. Dinner is always good. It's last couple of years, and this year is going to be at Lansdowne.
Yes.
So it's a beautiful location, a beautiful facility. We always have a good time there. And it's really a celebration of the warriors.
Yes.
That we have some amazing warriors that have stayed with us. I think of Zach, who does his explosive art program, and he donates a painting that he's done. We just have a lot of warriors that are willing to come and meet people and tell their story and say, this is a good cause because it really did impact my life and my family's life. And what you all support does really help people. And we just have a slew of amazing former guests, alumni, that are willing to tell their story and say, this is what your money goes to, and it's a great time. You get, put on your Sunday go-to-meeting clothes and come on out and have a great dinner and listen to some great speakers and give us your money.
I'm glad that you put it in that order, Larry.
Yeah, no, you don't have to give us your money up front.
No, just before you leave.
Yeah, right.
Well, one thing to interject there too, it's a fun evening because we had so much fun with the entertainment that we sourced last year, the Nighthawks. They are a phenomenal swing era band, but they also are capable of doing some modern classics as well. We had so much fun. We invited them back again this year, and the Nighthawks will be playing again this year.
That is awesome. They are wonderful.
They are just a phenomenal group.
Yeah. So entertainment-wise, you won't be disappointed, I guarantee you.
Yes.
It's quite a show, and everybody has a good time, and I can't wait. I really can't wait. And I really like the gala, and really it's one of my favorite because I don't have anything to do with it. I don't have to. Not my monkey, not my circus.
I'm very envious, Larry, because basically what Larry is saying out there in listening world right now is he just gets to show up and have a good time.
That's right. I don't have to do any planning. I don't have to sit in on meetings. I don't have to do Zooms. I don't have to do any of that. I just have to put on a suit and just show up and eat.
And put on a happy face.
That's it. And look, in my world, that it doesn't get any better than that, let me tell you. Well, that's just fantastic. These are some great events. Just very quickly, we'll recap. We have the
anniversary
10-year anniversary.
That's on
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day, May 26th. Right. It's from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Right.
Then followed on its heels on July 19th is the Vets for Willing Warriors. Mm-hmm. Gates open up at 10. Event is over at 2. And if you have never been to, this is our 6th annual. So if you've never participated, make the time to come out. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then we continue on into the fall for the Warrior Ride. This is our 8th annual this year, and that's on September 6th. Mm-hmm. The hosting start and finish grounds are the Farm Brewery in Broad Run. Mm-hmm. And then we finish out the year with the event that Larry does nothing other than to show up. That's the 10th annual gala. And Larry, I think I said November 1st, but I want to say it's November 2nd.
I think it is the 2nd.
And I apologize for the errors. It's a Saturday, November. It's the first Saturday in November, November 2nd.
Yep.
And that's from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Yeah. So please think about coming out. The first two we talked about are actually here on the ground, so you'll get a chance to visit the retreat, take a tour of the houses, meet the staff, meet the volunteers. So like the guest stay coordinators, the people that arrange the stay for the warriors, that have personal contact with the warriors and their families. And you can ask them any question. They'll tell you. They're happy to talk to you about what a guest stay is all about. Even the grounds crew loves to talk about mowing the lawn. It's the craziest thing. But you get to meet everybody when you come out. Our founders will be here, of course, and the board will be here. And it's just a fun time. So try to make one of those early ones in May and July so that you can actually come to the property. Diane, thank you so much for joining me today and getting the word out that we've got some wonderful events coming up.
Well, thank you very much, Larry. It's been a pleasure.
Well, for our listeners, we'll have another episode next Monday morning at 0500. For those of you who like to get up early and listen to podcasts, you can find us on all the major podcast platforms.
The Welcome Home podcast is brought to you by Willing Warriors, a nonprofit organization serving active duty service members and veterans since 2012. To learn more, please visit our webpage at willingwarriors.org.